What is good, Neo family? It's your boy Ray-Jay back with another video, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the one and only Neo and why I'm extremely bullish for the near term and long term futures. We're talking about what on earth the President of the United States ended up saying that did actually play a role in the market being green today. We're talking about the latest updates for Neo, as well as the news has said some really big things that make me super excited. And I'm also going to end this video by talking about what on earth Neo put on their Twitter page, which is absolutely awesome. Now, before I do get started, though, I do have to mention a couple of things. First off, I'm not a financial legal or taxation expert, so don't take this as financial legal or taxation advice. Everything in this video is solely for entertainment purposes only. And also, if you guys can, please smash that like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, but benefits the entire Neo community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link in the description. If you guys do sign up, you could get up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $3,500. With all that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So looking at Neo, it's looking really good right now. It's up about 1.18% for the day. Let's go, guys. And it's even up in the after hours, and it's looking pretty good. It started off at $41.20 a share. It dropped all the way down to about $39.49. And this is kind of like where it started off at. Then ran all the way up slowly, stair-stepping its way up to about $40.46. Looking really good in my opinion. That makes me super excited for what's about to come in store. So you might be wondering, why was the market super red a couple of days ago, and then all of a sudden it's now in the green? Because you could see that last week, or at least on Friday when the market closed, we started off at 41, then we dropped all the way down to around the $39 range. And people are wondering, why on earth is our companies like Neo in the green? Why is the entire market in the green? Well, I want to talk about something very important, and that is based off what the president said. Now, whether you guys like this guy or not, it's totally okay with me. You guys can have your own opinions, but I do want to talk about what he said in a nonpartisan manner, because this did play a role in what happened. He did reiterate something very important involving the overall market. He stated that the new variant for the virus, you guys remember the virus from 2020, there's a new variant for it. He stated that it's a cause for concern, but not a cause for panic. He's letting people know, do not panic over pieces of news like this. So what happened was, on Friday, there was a big dump. The market absolutely dumped because people were panicking over this new virus that just came out, the new variant of it. People were so scared because they didn't know if there was going to be more lockdowns or what was going on. There was so much uncertainty. But what happened was, people realized, wait a minute, we were just exaggerating. It wasn't as bad as we thought. As Joe Biden stated that we should not panic. And once again, you can have your own opinions of him. I'm not going to say whether I like him or not, but I am going to mention that. I will mention that what he did say did affect the overall market. As you can see in the S&P, it's up over 1.23%, and up in the after hours, you can see that there's tons and tons of green for the overall market. Crypto was a little bit sideways, but Neo and Tesla, for instance, were in the green. They did really well. So looking at Neo from the one-day chart, like I told you guys, it started off at 41, dropped to 39, and we did kind of trade a little sideways. But then if you look at this right over here, the Bollinger showed that there was some significant movement to the upside direction. We did see quite a bit of volatility, but we did have a very strong closing right over here, closing towards the upper band. We looked pretty good for today. Now, I do want to note that I'm very bullish for Neo, but look at what the RSI and the MACD are showing. So if I bring up the 6-month chart just like this, check this out. You can see that the 9-day moving average is about to cross with the MACD, or at least it was about to cross after what on earth was reported. And right now it's just holding up really strong. It's pretty stagnant at just barely in the green, which means that Neo is gaining the support to stop it from dropping even more. That's a very good bullish sign, as the RSI is at around 49.4. Once again, showing strength. Neo's looking really good, and we should see more green from here on out, especially considering the fact that the market tends to be green on like December's, at least historically. December tends to be a good month for the market, especially leading up to the next year. And considering the fact that it doesn't matter to me where Neo is, I don't care if it's at 38 or 39 or 40 or 45, that does not matter too much to me, because I know we're getting closer. We're getting closer to December 18th. Neo is going to have their Neo Day, and they're going to announce some really big things, which I think is going to bring the share price all the way to the moon. I think Neo is going to start running up as we approach that date, and from there on out, I see a lot of big things coming, guys. I'm super excited for Neo, and I do see some big things coming. Now, before I talk about Neo from the short time frame, what I think is going to happen tomorrow, let's go over with what the news is saying. So right over here, Newsbreak stated Neo to infinity and beyond, and it basically talks about the fact that Neo is expanding to Europe, and this is going to be absolutely awesome. And they are going into a lot of detail about that, but I'm not going to go into too much detail from this article. I'm going to talk about this instead because this actually is a lot more significant. Now, the Motley Fool stated that NEO's Q3 earnings report, what investors need to know, and they stated the fact that we have some big things coming out for NEO and that this is just the very beginning. They did compare it to Xpeng and Li Auto, and they did talk about the fact that NEO is on the verge of becoming the next Tesla, but they are very, very bullish and excited. Now, they did talk about the fact that Q4, its earnings report may not be as great because of what happened in October, but to me, that's not necessarily anything to be too concerned about because I think NEO is going to have big projects. We're going to see their ET7, their new sedan, and all these big updates, which are going to cause it to go absolutely parabolic. And I think if you are in NEO right now, we're barely entering Europe. It's barely in the whole European expansion thing, guys, and that's very awesome in my opinion. Investor Place stated that NEO is a strong buy as its business evolves and capacity grows. And you guys can see right over here, NEO has very, very, very good growth potential for 2022 as it's basically planning on expanding to other European countries, up to 5 more European countries. And with NEO Day around the corner, I think it's going to be absolutely awesome. They did offer a battery as a service program, which is absolutely fantastic. I think Europeans and many people in China are going to absolutely love it. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And like I said, the big thing is customer experience, customer service. The customers are absolutely going to love it. Investors love this company. And that's why a lot of investors are giving it a buy rating right now because you're buying it while it's really low right now because their estimates, every single estimate is just going to be absolutely awesome. We're talking about positive operating cash flow for the future, very positive 2022 estimates and more deliveries coming. So with that out of the way, let me talk about what NEO put on their Twitter page. They did mention this right over here. Now, once again, like I said, whether you like Joe Biden or not, that's okay with me. But NEO stated that President Biden's goal for half the EVs sold in the USA to be electric or plug in hybrids by 2030 built excitement for the impact this will have on the rest of the globe. Now, even though this was reported by CNN and you guys know how they tend to be biased, but NEO did put this on their Twitter page, and I'm just reporting that because this new plan, this new, how should I say, idea is going to be very good for NEO as a whole, whether this ends up happening or not. And once again, I'm not picking any sides, but I'm just putting it out there that NEO is very in support of expanding their company, expanding the EV production and their capabilities, which I think is just awesome. And because they're talking about President Joe Biden, this could be a hint for what they're going to be announcing quite soon because we could see a USA expansion very, very soon. That makes me super, super excited and bullish for this company for the long term. So for the long term, I see this thing easily going to hundreds of dollars a share. I do see it breaking past $100 by the year, early 2023 at the very least. And I definitely see it breaking past $80 next year towards the end of the year. But right now, we are seeing it trade a little bit sideways. And like I said, we could continue seeing this. We should close around 41 by tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually go that high. But if anything, like I said, you don't just look at the short term for this company, just think about the long term. So, once again, I don't care if we trade a little bit sideways because we know if you look at the 1 month chart and we go a little bit forward, we know December 18th is approaching. It's just a few weeks away. When December 18th comes, it's going to be huge for NEO. They're massive, massive catalysts for the long term, and you just got to wait it out. So, once again, I'm super excited for this company. Give it the time it needs, and this thing is going to the moon. With that said and done, guys, thank you for listening. Have a great rest of the day. Have a good night, and I'll see you in the next one. NEO to the moon, and peace out.